Okay, got a couple videos in me tonight. Hopefully my phone's got enough space left on it. Keep getting these alerts saying your phone is almost full, your storage, whatever. So another thing that I saw recently, and this is very encouraging. I believe, and I'm jumping here, but I believe I've been wrong about the Roth portion of retirement for me. Now, let me go and explain that. I've been, and still am, in the belief that taxes are not going to get lower. I think taxes are going to continue to rise. I know Trump is wanting to lower them, but the thing is the tax cuts he put in place last time are fixing to end, but since he's in power, I don't think they're going to end. He may knock them down a little bit more. My dad knocks them down much because we're going to have to pay some taxes. I know there's been throwing out some things. And as an aside, if you're losing your mind over all the crap you're seeing, I gotta tell you, as a veteran of the roller coaster of life and a veteran of the stock market, you know what I did when the stock market, they keep calling it crashing. It wasn't crashing, it was correcting a little bit, came down, trucked way down. You know what I did? I kept buying stocks. It's going back up now. You know what I'm doing? I'm still buying stocks. Every week, it's automatic. 24% of my paycheck comes out every single week. Okay? $7,000 for my wife and $8,000 for me in IRAs. That contribution is divvied up into 12 months a year. That percentage comes out once a month, every month. Set it and forget it. We don't even think about it. It just does it. Okay? You're talking well over $40,000, almost $50,000 a year. Just don't think about it. Just do it. Doesn't matter if stocks go or market's going down, market's going up. Keep doing it. Okay? I know nobody thinks this. They all want to be day traders. They all want to hit when the market's low and sell when the market's high. But very few have been able to make a living at that. And very few have been able to do it for very long. That's the important part. Very few retire that way. Most of them end up broke eventually. Back to what I'm talking about, though. The things that are scaring people right now. Well, Trump's saying this, Trump's saying that. If you've ever read The Art of the Deal or The Art of War, they're very similar books. Trump read The Art of War and then wrote The Art of the Deal. The Art of the Deal says you throw everything at your opponent. Everything. And while they're responding to each thing, you push the things you want through. Okay? There's some very important things he's trying to do right now, and this is strategic as crap, and I love it. He's aiming some very big cuts at seniors, especially retirees. There's a bill on the floor right now. I can't think of this lady's name. Can't even think of where she's from. A senator from somewhere. And she's talking about upping the standard deduction. I think for couples, it's it's around $40,000, I believe. And right now it's only $30,000. For seniors, you get a little bump. It's like $2,000. Well, now they're talking like a $10,000 bump for seniors. $40,000. My wife and I live on easily $3,500 a month, and could live on $2,500 a month. $3,500 a month comes out to it's $42,000 a year. So the standard deduction is just slightly less than what we need to live on and live comfortably, like this. Okay, that's how we do all this on that pay. Okay, bank uses, we go for a ride, take $6 or $7 to fill it up. We take this to the lake, you think, oh, it's a boat, it's a gas guzzler. It is. But from where we launch to the cove that we sit at, or to the marina where we go check out, see what kind of hats they have, or what kind of food they got going on there, it's a couple miles. Might spend $20 on a weekend. Just lighting this thing up, taking it out there. Might spend $20 worth of fuel getting there. Might spend 20 bucks buying some things to take with us, some roll-ups or some, whatever. So 60 bucks on the boat for a weekend. 10 bucks on the day for the bike. These are cheap things. Yeah, we had to buy them initially, and I have to work on them to keep them up. But they're cheap initially, okay? So if you're living that lifestyle where your expenses are low, I'm looking at the standard deduction, $40,000. I'm going, shoot. If we need to, we can live under that and not have any taxes. So federal now. State, that'll depend. Also, there's a bill, the same lady, I believe, is bringing it. I may be wrong. Somebody can correct me if they want to. But the same person, I believe, is bringing up a bill raising the taxable income level of people earning Social Security. And I want to say they're doubling that. So right now, I think you can earn, and I'm going to get the numbers wrong here, guys. I'm sorry. I don't have an easel in front of me. I'm winging it here. I want to say right now you can earn up to like $30,000, and then like 55% of that's taxed or something. Well, they want to like double that, where you can earn up to like $60-something thousand. That's outside of your, that's your taxable income. That's outside your Social Security. Well, because I'm wanting to wait till I'm 70 to draw Social Security, and I know about what it's going to be, that's going to be around, I mean, it's going to be a lot. It's around $50,000, $60,000 a year for my wife and I combined when I turn 70, just Social Security. If I do 4%, and I'm just throwing this number out, it's not my number, but I'm throwing this number out. If I do 4% of $1 million, which everybody says, oh, 4% lasts forever. Okay, we'll go with that one. 4% of the $1 million, that's $40,000 a year. We're going to get about 60. We'll have 40 to put in it. The 40 will be well under the taxable threshold to jack with your Social Security. Combine that with your standard deduction and taxable income in Social Security, as far as Social Security itself, we're going to pay next to nothing. I'm not saying nothing, but next to nothing. There's a fly crawling across the floor. It's just chilly enough that these flies are falling off my doors and things. They came in here in the summer, and now they're walking around like little dinosaurs, and I'm just stomping them. Fun for me. My point is, while taxes probably will go up in the future, because this is what historically they've always done, just like saying the stock market will go up, it's probably going to happen. There is a movement right now, finally, thank God, finally, to help seniors, to help people in retirement. And it looks very tax advantageous. Roth has become huge in the last 20 years because the last time there was a change made to the taxable income threshold was in 1984. And they did not set it up to go up with inflation. It's the same amount it was back then. How's that make any damn sense? Thanks, Ronald Reagan. I mean, you fixed Social Security, supposedly, but then you screwed everybody making over 30 grand a year. Okay, well, 30 grand a year in 1984, that's pretty damn good money. That's 100 grand today. Well, 30 grand today ain't shit. Okay, it really ain't. We can scrape by and make it on that because of our low threshold. Most people couldn't. Now, granted, I do know some seniors that are making on far less than that. But they are living a miserly life. I'm throwing no shade when I say that. I don't want to live a miserly life. I think that's pretty evident now. The advantages that seniors are going to get, retirees are going to get, are good enough. I've actually switched my 401k back to pre-tax. Now, that's actually helped me bring home a little more money, because now I'm setting that aside. It's a deduction. It's a deduction. Okay, it's $31,000 a year get deducted out of my check, out of my taxable portion, my check. Okay. I get that deducted out of my check. That money's gone. It still goes in the stock market, just like it did when it's Roth. It's just now I'm not paying the tax on that. And I'm saying this because I know there's some people watch this that probably still don't know the difference between Roth and pre-tax, okay? Roth means I pay the tax on that money ahead of time, and it grows tax-free. Pre-tax means it comes out, that the money comes out, but then also the taxable portion comes out, so it lowers your threshold. So instead of having, I'm not going to say my pay, but so let's just call it $100 grand. Instead of paying on $100 grand taxable, you're paying on $69,000, $31,000 out. You're only going to pay on $69,000, so that's actually going to drop you way down in taxable income. You're going to bring on some more money every week. Okay, that's one of the bills, or that's two of the bills, raising the standard deduction and raising the tax threshold. I also have heard several times, and I'm praying this one comes through, it's been years in the making, no more taxes on overtime. Please, 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 please make this possible. As someone who makes at least a third of their income on overtime, I shouldn't have to be paying for every freaking freeloader in this world because I decided to do extra. If 40 hours is the standard, then tax me to my standard. Stop taxing me on my overachieving. Yeah, I'm an over-freaking achiever. So what? You can be too. These people sitting at home saying they can't afford life. Yeah, they can't afford life because they don't want to work more than 40 hours. The boss says, hey, want overtime this weekend? Excuse me? The boss can shove his overtime up his can. In the words of Eric Church. Screw that. I'm like, hell yeah, I'll work overtime. I'll be here with a smile on time and a half. Shit, yeah. That's money. Even taxable, it's still money. A lot of people don't think it is, but it is. It's significant. At least a third of my income comes from overtime. At least. Anyway, I could live on what I make, but man, it's a whole lot better if I get that time and a half. Love it. Love that shit. Okay? If that becomes untaxed, man, that is tax relief with zeros and commas. That is good. It means I can apply more to retirement, more to finishing my house, more to maybe putting away some money in brokerage accounts, you know, storing more money away. Maybe get to retire a little sooner, you know, whatever the story is. How amazing would it be if your overtime was no longer taxed? Her tips might be in that too. Outstanding. Tips shouldn't be taxed. It's a tip. It's a tip. It's cash. Now, when we go out, I don't put the tip on my card. I refuse to do that. I pay the amount, and it usually pisses them off like, oh, what stingy son of a bitch. But then I hand them a 20. Or whatever it is, 30, 40, 50. Whatever the meal is, I give them at least a fourth, sometimes a third. If they get snotty about it, I won't give them anything. But I try to give them a cash tip and say, hey, put that in your pocket. This didn't happen. Okay? Between you and me, thank you. Thank you for what you did. Here's 20 bucks, put it in your pocket. So I'm trying to go that way anyway. Okay? I know I'm an outlaw, right? But I've switched my 401k to standard deduction. Or, I'm sorry, not standard deduction. Standard, or traditional 401k. Sorry, my brain got screwed up there. From Roth. And I'm thinking about doing the same thing with my IRAs. Now, there's an advantage to having Roth money in your golden years. That money avoids RMDs. Required minimum distributions, which kick in, I think it's 75 for me or 76 or something like that. It's untouchable. And so for a person like me that's already paid in some Roth, I'll keep paying in some Roth. I'll do some. I just won't touch that money. Let it sit there in perpetuity. Let it just sit there and just keep growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. Maybe when I'm 99 years old and I need to move we need to move to the villages in Florida, we'll have some cash to pull out and not have to pay taxes on it. Sell this place, move to the villages or wherever. Virgin Islands, whatever the frick it is. But it's something to think about. And again, all this shotgun effect of Trump throwing everything against the wall. The idea is that some will stick. some won't. So let's all join hands and pray that they raise the standard deduction and that they raise the taxable threshold and they kill taxes on overtime and tips. Can we all join hands and agree in that? Everybody will grow with that. Everybody will do better. Look into your own case about the 401k, traditional 401k, and Roth. 6 months ago, I was pretty hard on Roth. Now I'm going, man, if they make it so I can pull $100,000 a year combining Social Security and my retirement out, those two combined, and pay a couple grand in taxes, that's well worth the tax break I'm getting now. Do your calculations. See what it is for you. Do it today.